Let's go ahead and talk about the Nintendo Switch and all the failures that Nintendo could have avoided had they have been smart about things. But let's not downplay it. The Nintendo Switch is an amazing console and I absolutely love it. And so I figured let's talk about some of the things that are wrong with it today. Starting off, I want to talk about two games and then we'll move forward from there. These are games that I think were probably something that Nintendo should have skipped altogether, because I think these games kind of were, for lack of a better word, kind of letdowns. First off, 1-2 Switch. Now, yes, this game was meant to be a game to show off how the JoyCons work, how the system works, and really, it was kind of a waste of money. This game was $60 brand new, and it just didn't have the fun. Now, yes, this could have been a great game, but maybe like $20 or like a pack-in game like Wii Sports used to be on the Nintendo Wii, but $60 for this, it just felt really like they tried way too much on the animations and the videos on how to play it than actually the gameplay, and I think that was the downfall of this game. But speaking of Wii Sports, we've got ARMS. Now, obviously this isn't Wii Sports, but Wii Sports had boxing, and that was a big game on the Wii, and everyone played it and everyone loved it. And I think that's what Nintendo was trying to do with ARMS, but it just never quite landed the punch. I'm sorry, I had to say that. But this game was, again, a $60 game. It probably could have been a pack-in game, kind of with 1-2 Switch. Maybe both of these games could have been packed in together. But I picked up ARMS for $10 at a thrift store in 2017. Like, that's how little people liked this game, and it's not really all that great. Especially with games like Super Smash Bros. That have come out since then, this game just kind of seems pointless. So, Nintendo, these two games didn't do good. They really failed. Whoa! Oh, actually, this is the next thing on this list. Now, if you ever bought the Nintendo Labo or anything like that, you saw these and thought they were going to be pretty cool. I've got the fishing one, I've got the piano somewhere in this game room, but I also bought the robot. Now, the cool thing about these was you got to build them yourself, which is pretty awesome. They're made out of cardboard and some plastic and some like tape, but overall, these things are really sturdy, and I can tell that Nintendo went way above and beyond with them. But really, after you build it, it's just not really worth it. Now, the robot is something that I bought, and I was like, oh, this looks amazing, I'm gonna want to have this. And I got it, and I never put it together because it takes 8 hours to play. And I think that's the downfall of the Nintendo Labo. It was so elaborate, the kids really probably got tired of it, especially the 8-hour ones. And for me as an adult, I don't want to spend 8 hours building a cardboard robot. Like, if it was an hour, that would be cool, maybe as the max, but like, I don't know, I think they made it too complex, and it just really didn't sit well with consumers or the owners of the Switch, and I saw a lot of them sitting on the shelves when I thought these things were going to be awesome, and they kind of failed, and I'm really sad to say that, because there was great potential here, but it just didn't work out. The next thing that was a big deal for Nintendo to fail on was actually the JoyCons. Now, these things are prone to Joy-Con drift, which basically means the joystick that they used on this is kind of cheap, and after a while it like breaks down and then it just drifts one way or the other. And there's a few problems with this. Honestly, it's not hard to redo some of these, but one, I can't remember if it's the left or the right, is harder to put together than the other, and so if you broke that one, it was more of a pain. But for the most part, it was pretty easy to fix yourself. However, you could send them back to Nintendo and get new ones, but for me, I just fixed them myself. The only scary thing was whenever I bought my Nintendo Switch Lite, I was afraid that I was going to get Joy-Con drift on the joystick, and I did not want to deal with that. I did not want to have to open up the whole system. Now, if I could just slide off the Joy-Con and fix that, that's one thing, but having to fix the joystick on my Nintendo Switch Lite would be a whole nother disaster, and I really hope that never happens. It hasn't happened yet, but one thing that Nintendo could have done better was kind of the choice of the quality of joysticks for the Joy-Con. Now, I will say it does actually feel really good to use this joystick, so I'm not complaining about the joystick itself, just the durability and kind of how good it's made. One big thing that Nintendo failed on with the Nintendo Switch was how to chat with your friends. There's not a native chat feature within the Nintendo Switch. If you have an Xbox One or a PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5 or the Xbox Series, whatever, you can chat with your friends relatively easy, whether it's voice chat or text chat. You can be in a game, be talking to your friends, and you don't need a cell phone or something else like maybe Discord to talk to your friends. However, that is not the case with the Nintendo Switch. And here the Switch has been out for 4 years, and Nintendo still doesn't have an option for this, which is kind of a shame. Now, I love playing with my friends, and being able to take my Switch, only my Switch, and be able to talk to my friends would be absolutely amazing. But Nintendo did release something that basically kind of worked. It was released with the Splatoon 2, and it basically went plugged into your Nintendo Switch, and then it went to your cell phone, which it plugged in, and then you use an app, and that's how that worked. But honestly, I don't like that. I never actually saw the cables that connected it. I don't even know if that actually came out in the United States. I knew it came out in Japan, but it looked like it didn't do well, so there we are. Nintendo failed at chatting with your friends, chatting online with babes all day, if you get that Napoleon Dynamite reference, can be done on the Nintendo Switch, and that really kind of sucks. Those are my thoughts about the Nintendo Switch, which has been a highly successful system from Nintendo. However, these few things actually ended up being failures, but thankfully the system has been amazing other than these few things, and the system has thrived, and I, for one, love the Nintendo Switch, and I thought this would be an interesting video. If there's other things that you think Nintendo did that failed, comment down below and let me know, but that's all I got for you. Peace!